It's 06090411056. Send me a WhatsApp message and just let me know if this resonates with you. About a year ago, Prime hydration drinks created this massive frenzy, right? The highly anticipated, exclusive, and viral Prime hydration drink first sold, mind you, for 600 to 800 rand per bottle. Yeah, grab a microphone, Zach. I heard that what in the background, and now I know. That's surprising. A lot of people probably thought exactly the same thing. Hold it, man. This is an energy drink. This is a hydration, whatever you want to call it. Something that's in a bottle. It's like half a liter. It's 750 ml. It is what it is, whatever the case may be. But as opposed to everything else, right? You can buy stuff for different prices. Salam, Zach, how are you?
Walaikum salam. How are you?
Good. I was equally as surprised when I first heard that this liquid is selling at 600 rand, 800 rand per bottle, depending where you purchased it, right? So it was specialist importer stores that had it first out in Cape Town. Now, a large part of its sales were driven by young consumers who wanted to try the limited supply, internationally renowned drink marketed by influencers on social media, YouTube creators, you name it. These guys were all with their little bottles. Oh, look at me, I'm so special. A few months later, and then still novel, the drink hit shelves at more local stores with a significant price drop. Now, remember, it came in at these big stores, right about 600-800 rand a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Came into the normal, regular outlets. Price went from sky high to like $40 a bottle.
Yeah.
40 rand. So you heard about that, right?
Yeah.
40 rand a bottle. So fast forward another year later. Prime hydration is currently widely available at 6.99 per bottle.
Wait,
at
what?
certain stores.
Certain stores.
Not all, certain stores. So now this for me is a huge demonstration of what I was talking about earlier, the marketing capabilities of certain marketing departments. Now imagine when this brand, it was not even released and people were already talking about it. You had these influencers, this today famous people coming through and saying, oh, you must have this and you must take this and you must, yeah. And then you listened. $600 a bottle later, you drank it and you thought to yourself, mommy makes better lemonade than this at home for free. She's using municipal water, which should be filtered again, mind you, but she's using municipal water, the lemon that came off the tree in the backyard, and a little bit of sugar, and done. It tastes better than this. So you were thinking that. I know you thought it. So I want to know from you today, who got caught up in the frenzy? And what are your thoughts now that the drink is barely over 10 rand? What are your thoughts there?
I've never had it ever since it came out.
Me neither.
Never.
Me neither.
I would just see it on the shelves and just never crossed my mind to buy it.
It is more expensive than a liter of petrol. And we're always complaining about petrol.
Because the last time I checked was valued at like 50-something rands.
Yeah?
That's the last time.
That's a little bit ago.
Yeah.
That's a little bit ago. So, folks, 06090411056. And I just saw you come on there onto Facebook and YouTube. Salaam alaikum. How you doing?
Yes,
You're watching the videos.
We're back on YouTube. We finally managed to get our account back up and running. I just hope you don't have any issues again. But yeah.
Well, so people have been asking recently, is like, what's the story, Nichal? How come you're not doing videos and stuff like that? Literally, the reason is it wasn't working. That's the reason. That's the reason, man. But tell me about it, right? Have you ever gotten caught up in one of these purchasing frenzies?
Well, I knew the people behind it. You know, like KSI, because I used to watch his videos. So I think that's why. But it never really like I never like understood what the hype so much.
The hype behind
it never
it.
got to me. So.
I've also never been that type of person to get caught up in anybody's frenzy. Oh my gosh, this famous person's coming to Durban. I've never been one of those guys.
Same. I admire them, but like not be so like, oh my god, I need to go see him.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy the ticket. No, it's just never been me. The same with brands and fancy this, that, and the other. It's fancy for you, right? So here's another example. There's a famous brand of affordable shoes. They're not cheap, they're not your, factory reject cheap. Oh man, what are we going to do? We spend money on this, but I got to recover something back kind of store. No, good quality. In fact, in certain cases, great quality shoes at normal prices, like normal people's prices. So these shoe stores popped up everywhere around America and what have you. And those that are rich and famous used to just up the nose, snub the store, whatever the case may be. So their marketing department came up with something very ingenious. They decided they're going to barricade the whole front of the store so nobody can see it and change it over. They didn't change the stock. They rearranged the letters of the name to create a new store name. They changed the lighting a little bit, changed the color scheme inside the store a little bit, made it a little brighter, a little more exclusive looking. It's still the same shoes that are in there. They put another digit at the end of the price of the shoe. So if the shoe was $20, they put another zero in there, it became $200, the exact same shoe. And then they hosted an evening where they had invited people like designers, influencers, your newspaper folks, television, whatever. They invited all of these people. And these guys came in. It was like a launch evening. It was a gala evening, this, that, and the other. And people were swiping their cards like you'll never believe. Those $20 shoes were selling for $200. The $40 shoes were selling for like $400. It was crazy. Absolute madness. And they documented this on video. And nobody complained about the cameras being around because they knew it's going to be this product launch, etc., etc. Until the end of the evening, when the guys came out and said, "Gotcha, psych. This is actually us. I mean, here's the letters, just rearrange them there. There you go. That's us. That shoe this morning was $20. And because you don't know any better, I put a zero in the end and added another light bulb to make it brighter. And then it's $200 and you don't know the difference." So you had these designers and influencers holding the shoes and oh my word, look at this. It's so nice. Do we get caught up in these sort of things? Ahmed says he remembers that campaign. We were talking about the, I don't know, is it an energy drink? Hydration? Whatever you call it, right? So Ahmed says he remembers that. Nasmira Salam Prime is a prime example of how social media influences our behaviors. Teenagers saw influencers buying this stuff, especially from TikTok, so they consumed this idea that, you know what, we must try it. And not knowing it would just be a micro trend at the end, and pretty much useless a few months or weeks later. Yeah. I've never been one to fall behind on all of these things here. Personally, good old H2O, as provided from the greatest provider. Fantastic. Salams Nation, my kids in high school got to go taste it at school, but they were taught to be level-headed and say no, not worth it at the same time. At that time, it was about 60 to 80 rand, and they didn't get caught up in a hype. Well done. Well done to your kids. Assalamu alaikum. Nichal, which shoe brand? This is Nasima. I'm not allowed to say because I hear tell that they've opened stores in South Africa as well, so I can't tell you which one that is there. Assalamu alaikum. Nichal, never tasted all of these fancy energy drinks, and I have no intention to. The only drink I've had was Fahim, but that one there, she's an energy drink as well. It's not I know we were led to believe that it could have medicinal value and what have you. That too, my parents used to give me only when I got sick. And that's because of the high concentration of sugar. There you go. There's an answer for you right there, Fahim. Salamu alaikum. They had resold for 700 to 900 rand a bottle. Now, when we see it being sold for 10 rand or less, we're happy we made money when we did. And the business win is strike it while the iron's hot and let others build the need. I'm not even going to read your name because your name's famous. A lot of people know you, right? But what do you think about that, Zach? Strike while the iron's hot. The sheep are following. They're going to spend the money. The wallet, for whatever reason, is too heavy for them to just like say, okay, I'm going to be wise about this. Samila, would you spend 700 rand on like 750 ml worth of water with food coloring? I'm putting it very, very crudely, right? I don't think it's actually that. 2 tablespoons of sugar and just stir.
No, I can make that at home.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
It's called sugar water and
sugar water.
Yeah, sugar water. It's called umpupudlo in isiZulu.
Yeah, what's it called?
Umpupudlo.
One day when I grow up, I'll be able to say that.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willowton Group, at the forefront of innovation and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key ingredient that brings it all together. That ingredient is Sunfoil Pure Sunflower Cooking Oil, made from only the finest sunflower seeds. It's the perfect way to enhance the taste of your family's favorite foods. Sunfoil Cooking Oil is more than just oil. It's the key to bring your family together over a delicious meal and making every bite taste better. Remember, the key ingredient to a great family meal is Sunfoil. Tradition just tastes better.
Every day's a good day.
Did you hear? Your favorite 24-hour dentist has moved? Crown Dental Studio, offering everything your smile needs, from general to cosmetic dentistry. Female practitioner now available upon request. Call us on 081 207 8621 to schedule your next appointment. Or visit our new studio at 26 McCuton Avenue, Durban North. Crown Dental Studio, your 24-hour dentist.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willowton Group, at the forefront of innovation and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
TBR, where you want to be when you grow up. The Breakfast Rush main news bulletin.
Breaking news at 7, ANC Deputy Secretary General Nomvula Mokonyane says a concentration of a contestation and the attraction of a massive voter pool in KwaZulu-Natal informed the ANC National Executive Committee members' decision to swarm the province on the campaign trail. Good morning, I'm Tabile Duma. ANC Deputy Secretary General Nomvula Mokonyane says a concentration of contestation and the attraction of a massive voter pool in KwaZulu-Natal informed the ANC National Executive Committee members' decision to swarm the province on the campaign trail. A number of senior NEC members have descended on the province in one of the last legs of the ANC's campaign to coax its voter base to remain with the party. Speaking on the sidelines of her campaign in the Midlands, Mokonyane said the ANC NEC visit is underpinned by a strategy that includes targeting voting districts and not regions. She said that the NEC's campaign was specifically visiting voting districts to gain new voters and coax its base to remain within the party. She said the NEC members were specifically targeting the voting districts. Action SA Gauteng Premier candidate Funzi Ngobeni and a chairperson of the party's youth forum, Hlupi Kafane, are believed to have been victims of a hijacking and a kidnapping. According to Action SA chairperson Michael Beaumont, the two are missing. It is believed that Ngobeni and Kafane were traveling in a bakkie when they were attacked in Olivenhoutbush last night. Meanwhile, Eskom said that it was placed in an impossible situation, having to choose between suffering irreparable financial harm and causing harm. This is as the power utility lodged an urgent court application against the city of Johannesburg for failing to pay a bill of more than 1 billion rands. In papers filed in the Gauteng High Court in Johannesburg, Eskom said municipal electricity debt was growing. Currently, according to it, municipalities across the country owed the utility a whopping 75.5 billion rands. In an affidavit filed on Friday, Eskom's revenue management manager Susan Smith said that the city of Johannesburg could on no conceivable basis argue that it is not liable to pay Eskom. Rescuers are continue to make gains at the site of a building collapse in George in Southern Cape. Overnight, a woman was brought to safety, bringing the number of people retrieved from the rubble to 36. Dozens of construction workers remain trapped underneath the wreckage of the 5-story building after it caved in on Monday afternoon. 7 people, however, lost their lives, and it's still unclear what caused the fatal fault. 75 construction workers were on site when the residential building caved in. The Georgia municipality has since revealed that the developers' near-trend ICE projects were given approval to build the apartment block in July. And finally, the number of people in Myanmar forced from their homes by conflict now exceeds more than 3 million in what the United Nations has described as a bleak milestone for the country. The UN said that the number displaced had surged by 50% in the last 6 months as fighting escalated between the military and armed groups trying to remove the generals who seized power in a coup in February 2021. Of the 3 million internally displaced people, more than 90% fled as a result of the conflict triggered by the coup, the UN said. About half of the displaced are in the northwestern regions of Shin Magwe and Sangeng, with more than 900,000 in the southeast. About 356,000 people live in the western state of Rakhine, where a brutal military crackdown in 2017 prompted more than 750,000 mostly Muslim Rohingya to flee into neighboring Bangladesh. Myanmar was plunged into crisis when Senior General Min Aung Hlaing seized power from the elected government of Aung San Suu Kyi, which led to mass protests that evolved into an armed uprising when the military responded with a brutal force. Taking a look at financial indicators, the rand to the US dollar is trading at 18 rands and 54 cents, to the pound at 23 rands and 15 cents, to the euro at 19 rands and 91 cents. The Saudi riyal is at 4 rands and 94 cents. Gold is trading at $2,318.29 an ounce, while Brent crude oil is trading at $83.16 a barrel. That's it for now. I will be back with your headlines at 7:30 for your Sarawan News. I'm Tabile Duma.
I want you to think about something, right? Whilst we get the traffic on for everybody that's driving.
Okay.
If at school, right, whatever, primary school, quite possibly. Zach, you as well. Think about this one here. There was a book day at school, right? And you could do one of two things. You could bring your favorite book and read a chapter to the class.
Okay.
Or you could dress up as your favorite character from whichever story.
Oh man, I still want to do that.
You want to do that? Let's have a book character day.
Ever heard of Comic-Con?
I want to go to Comic-Con.
I'm still dying to.
I want to go to Comic-Con. And it's not because, like what we were talking about earlier, this very well marketed, whatever the case may be. No, I want to go to Comic-Con because I think it'll be fun.
Yeah,
literally.
I want to experience that whole culture of dressing up as your favorite character and like enjoying yourself.
So think about it for a second. Whilst we get traffic on the go, I want you guys to think about this. Which character from which story would you be?
Breakfast rush traffic.
Superintendent Raouf, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back.
Walaikum salam. Thank you very much. We still got the vehicle broken down on the NC as you pass Pavilion. Outgoing, left-hand lane obstructed. Now, the Southern Freeway is quite hectic this morning. You've got rehabilitation taking place on the incoming carriageway. Just past Clearwood, you got a taxi broken down. Travel further on down the Southern Freeway, you get to the Steel Bridge, you got another vehicle broken down, left-hand lane. Travel further on the Southern Freeway, just before Dow Bridge, you got another vehicle broken down. So there's 3 different vehicles broken down on the Southern Freeway incoming, and there's authorities at each one of them. They're busy trying to sort them out. You got very busy conditions on the M1 this morning, Higginson Highway westbound. There's a bit of police activity taking place at the bottom of Marion Ridge on the M1. So traffic is backing up considerably on the M1, trying to go towards the N3, the RTI in that vicinity. Very moving traffic. In the opposite direction, the M1 eastbound, going towards the N2. Conditions are busy as well. Traffic is backing up in that vicinity, allow for extra traveling time. And you've got the Northern Freeway coming into Durban, slow moving traffic between Umhlanga and Blue Lagoon on the outgoing carriageway between Durban North and the M41, taking the ramp onto the M41 going towards Gateway. Traffic is slow moving there. M13 eastbound coming towards Pinetown, down Field Hill, busy conditions here as well. I got a bit of mist and fog in the upper highway area this morning, especially as you go past.
So I'm just wondering, right? So the phone line has just gone all haywire on us. Sounds like Superintendent Rauf has just gone 20,000 leagues under the sea, mind you. So,
Can you hear me now?
Your voice is there, but it's sounding more robotic than C3PO.
More robotic than what?
C3PO. Clearly, you didn't read that book.
Star Wars.
Well, I was almost complete with my traffic.
Okay, give us.
I got a question for you.
Okay, what's it?
And I'd like you to discuss this tomorrow on the show.
Okay, what's the question?
Why do people, when they go to functions, they take packets and containers and then dish the food off the table and put it under the table and take it home with them? That is absolutely terrible.
So why do people, when they go to, not everybody, certain people go to functions, take their own packets, their own containers, they get to the function, the caterers bring the cha out, they drop that into the packet, and then they say, please refill. You're talking about those guys?
That is 10 pounds of fish.
I wish I had a camera on Tabile's face. It's not there. The camera's not there. It's fine, right?
But then I'm sort of amazed that...
no, don't do that, Zach. She doesn't want to be on camera.
I mean...
Zach is forward.
I thought you experienced such in certain racial communities because...
No.
I'm telling you.
Hungry people got stomachs, all colors. Thanks, Soup.
Because for me, it's like the older people generally do that.
You think so?
In around my
I have seen
communities. I've seen.
The worst part is in the African community, they push the kids hey, go
get that. But it's the older person that will be pushing that. Oh, if you know your granny's there, you're gonna get something.
I know.
Listen. There are certain people within our community here as well that would send a whole 5-liter container to the catering guys at the back. Fill that up.
Okay, yeah.
Or I've only seen this happen once, where a lady had this beautiful big handbag, and she was walking around with this, and it didn't look like it had anything in it, except for a plastic. Now, you know which shop that came from, right? So that lined the inside of the bag.
Okay.
So when the dish, the dish at the table had arrived, the caterers just brought it, said, there's 10 of you, dish out. Madam dished it out inside the handbag.
Oy.
Into her packet that was waiting.
In the mix of things?
No, there was nothing else in there.
No, but then if something else comes in, or maybe the plastic has compartments.
It could be. It's
or you're going to mix everything there inside the bag.
Yeah. Shazia says, hey, no, it's not. It's a greedy people thing. It's not a race thing. It's so true, Shazia. It's a greedy people thing. It definitely
I was
is.
just amazed because I'm like, these
Yeah.
are the things that we see in our communities.
Yeah. Oh, we see it in our community as well. So
Mm-mm.
Wahab says, dal and rice, anybody? No, thank you, Wahab. I had enough of that on Sunday. Thank you very much. Salams, yes, he's right. I saw that. It's very bad. Mm-hmm. How do you allow for extra traveling time when you're on the road already? It's easy. You phone work and you say, how's it, Lani? I'm going to be a little bit late. So, yeah, that will be one of those things. Good morning, sir. How are you? Please can you ask Superintendent Raouf if people are allowed to stop traffic on the road? M41 from Palmview, eastbound passing Canubia. 2 people waving red flags to stop traffic for students to cross the road. Now, I know pedestrian crossings and scholar patrol crossings are allowed near the school. Yeah. I'm not sure about that. M4 and what have you. It's your breakfast rush. We'll get back into conversation with you that's watching the video as well after this.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key ingredient that brings it all together. That ingredient is Sunfoil pure sunflower cooking oil, made from only the finest sunflower seeds. It's a perfect way to enhance the taste of your family's favorite foods. Sunfoil cooking oil is more than just oil. It's the key to bring your family together over a delicious meal and making every bite taste better. Remember, the key ingredient to a great family meal is Sunfoil. Tradition just tastes better.
Discover the perfect blend of elegance and convenience at Noor Venues, nestled in the heart of Durban North Riverside. From dream weddings to seamless corporate events, dazzling year-end parties, and intimate birthday celebrations, we've got it all. Elevate your event with us. Call 072-677-770 or visit noorvenues.co.za to reserve your date. Noor Venues, where moments become memories in the heart of Durban North Riverside.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
TBR, it says, hey guys, you know what part of the year it is?
What?
The countdown is on. The countdown is on like a scone.
Elections.
2024. Today, we delve into the release of an interesting resource, South Africa's Easy Election Guide. Who to vote for in 2024, with South Africa facing its most crucial election since 1994. The possibility of a historic coalition government looms large, but amidst the political tug-of-wars, how do citizens navigate the maze of parties and candidates to make an informed decision? So, we decided to bring somebody else into the conversation over here. Joining us this morning is the project manager for Project Vote at Emerging Scholars Initiative Press at the University of Pretoria. Younger Malotana, good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Rush on Radio L and SAR.
A very good morning. The countdown is starting for sure.
Absolutely. Now, Emerging Scholars Initiative Press is involved in the publishing of the guide. Briefly for us, Younger, briefly elaborate on what ESI is and the interest in publishing this book.
Of course, sure. So ESI Press is an open access publishing platform where people can access all of our books for free at esipress.up.ac.za. And our interest in publishing South Africa's Easy Election Guide was part of our labs project, particularly under Future Democracy project, in which prior we had done a coalitions project where we tried to highlight the common points that political parties had, particularly in the opposition side. And then when Nick approached us saying that he wanted to make digestible and easy to understand book when it comes to the different manifestos that political parties have, we were very excited to publish, and we were more excited that he was okay with us making the book for free so that it's accessible to everybody.
Thank you for that, Younger. South Africa is facing a pivotal election. What do you see as the most pressing issue facing voters this election?
I mean, it's the big three, really: unemployment, education, and crime and poverty. Undergirding those issues as well as the issue of load shedding. But ultimately, I think the trust in government has been severed, and people are walking into that ballot box this year knowing that trust has been severed and trying to figure out who is actually going to be tackling the big three issues that they have.
So, with the possibility of the first coalition government in South Africa, how does your guide help voters navigate the complexities of coalition politics?
Yeah, so the objective of the book was to make manifestos digestible and easier to understand. I think we can all agree that it's very rare to find a lot of South Africans who will sit and read a 200-page, 100-page, or even 50-page manifesto. It can become quite overwhelming and quite difficult to understand what the party is actually attempting to do. So the book does highlight the common themes that the different parties have. And more importantly, it is a guide of showing voters the differences that the different political parties have, which would be very crucial points of departure when it comes to how the parties are going to decide how to do coalitions.
Thank you for that, Yanga. South Africa has a diverse population with varying needs and aspirations. How does your guide ensure that it caters to the interests of all citizens?
Absolutely. I think firstly, the guide itself identifies the major parties that South Africans vote for, number one. But number two, we don't want it to just end over here. We want to promote it on our Indigenous Knowledge program, that we foresee a point where we would be able to have all our books accessible in all of South Africa's languages. Because a lot of the manifestos are often printed and articulated in English, and perhaps that can make it difficult for someone to understand what the party is actually standing for. So we have our fingers crossed that Nick will have the willpower to write a second edition for the upcoming local government elections. And we have the objective of hopefully translating all of that into Indigenous languages.
How important is youth participation in these upcoming polls?
Well, extremely. I think it's disheartening that it's still the lowest demographic when it comes to voter registration. But that is, something that's not necessarily unique to South Africa's democracy. It's almost something that happens worldwide, where the young demographic is not the highest registered for the votes. But for South Africa specifically, that is made up of a youth demographic in terms of the population, the number should be significantly higher. So it's a little bit disappointing that the 18 to 29 demographic remains the lowest registered in our country. But I think there's hope. I mean, the last run that the IEC had for new voter registrations, 70% of new registrations were young people. My only hope is that they will actually show up on the day and use their voice.
No, absolutely. Yanga, I know this question is not part of the list, but I'm going to ask it anyway. And I've got in studio with me technical producer Zakaria and content producer for this program, Tabile, with me in studio. And you on the line. So I'm going to take a huge leap and put an assumption out on radio, which I'm not supposed to do, and assume that all three of you are in your 20s, right? And ask this question to all
Good assumption.
three of you. Well, yeah, all three of you. What is the main reason? Because Youngers identified 18 to 29 as that age group that is not as keen as other age groups to actually go register, etc., etc. What's the driving reason, seeing that you all are within that age group? Yanga, let's start with my producer, Tabile Duma. Tabile, what do you think is that driving sort of reason for young people to say, I'm going to take a day off?
It's because some say we won't see any change.
Right. Some people think that there's not going to be
change. We won't see any change after voting. So why do I even bother going there, standing the whole day in the line, and then I'm probably not going to get a job. My family situation is not going to change. I've went to school, I've matriculated, but I don't have money to go to university. So who will give me that money immediately after a new government comes in?
Yeah.
I probably have to wait
Yeah.
before seeing that change. So that would make other people just not want to be involved.
All right. Zakaria, what do you think, your generation, what's the one reason do you think is like not driving them directly to the polls?
My answer is pretty much the same as Tabila's. Look, I'm 23. Just
Right.
want to put
He's a baba, he's a baby
23,
still.
So my reasons would be, I don't know. I've observed these elections happening for a couple of years now, and I feel like every year when a certain party wins, it just gets worse and worse, and then there's no change.
And I remember he preceded that with "I feel." Go on.
Yes, I don't see any change. So I don't know. I'm a bit skeptical about this year's elections. It's interesting though to see different parties trying to make these promises, and they're doing it in a very. I find it entertaining. I've seen so many reels on social media. It's quite fascinating how hard they're pushing. But
absolutely,
I don't know. I'm just hoping for the best.
So, Younger, let's get your answer on this. You've heard from the two youngsters in studio now. Let's get your answer.
No, I think I have two different answers. There's the academic answer, and then there's straight up the human answer. I think the human answer is the fact that there's over 300 political parties registered for this particular election. We have to consider choice overload. It's very, very overwhelming. And if anything, it looks like the same messages are being reiterated in just different formats. So I think that's the first point where the young people are feeling like there's no party that's targeted directly towards them and their issues. And parties that are treating young people as a monolith and homogenous, and as the same, and not necessarily understanding that there's different layers and tiers of problems that they face in South Africa. Then the second one is perhaps the academic one that both Tabi and Zakaria have touched on, is the phenomenon of waithood. And the phenomenon of waithood essentially expresses that oftentimes, if people don't have the ability to participate in society economically, it is very rare for them to participate in society socially. And one of the ways of social participation is through voting and through elections. And if you're not someone who's economically present, you're not paying taxes, you don't have a job, you don't feel like you have any vested interest essentially in your country, it becomes very difficult for you to then care about the social component. And so I think that link in South Africa has been completely severed. And we can see it considering the fact that 80% of unemployment affects young people. So it doesn't surprise me at all that the 18 to 29 demographic hasn't gone to register to vote. What am I voting for if I don't have the money for a government to tell me where to put my money in the first place? I don't even have it. So I think that might be the case.
I want to thank you for your time this morning. We've gone so much over time, but such an interesting conversation. We could go on for so much longer talking, but thank you very much for your time this morning and phenomenal insight as well.
Thank you so much for having me. And I just want to say to your listeners that our book is available for free. All of our books are available for free on our website at esipress.up.ac.za.
Fantastic. Thank you, Younger. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
All right, Tatana. Bye-bye now. I enjoy the way she rolls the R's. Rrr.
Yeah.
It's not a rrr.
it has that, what do you call it?
Yeah, I'm going to enjoy this.
There's this guy, but he used to, at SABC, Cloudy Mutsuneng. So he used to say, he has this cloudy. Yeah, I know it's wrong, but then, yeah.
Listen, that one. Yo.
I just love the way people used to say, has a cloudy.
Listen, the most appropriate way for anybody that worked at that organization, me being one of them, granted I wasn't there when he was there, but I know the organization because I was within.
Yeah.
The only way anybody else would pronounce that name is cloudy.
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Come, let's feed your ears.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation. and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key ingredient that brings it all together. That ingredient is Sunfoil pure sunflower cooking oil, made from only the finest sunflower seeds. It's a perfect way to enhance the taste of your family's favorite foods. Sunfoil cooking oil is more than just oil. It's the key to bring your family together over a delicious meal and making every bite taste better. Remember, the key ingredient to a great family meal is sunfoil. Tradition just tastes better.
This winter, as temperatures drop, join Africa Muslims Agency in extending a hand of warmth and comfort to those in need across South Africa. With just 160 Rand, you can provide a blanket, and for 320 Rand, you can gift a winter pack, ensuring warmth against the biting cold. Africa Muslims Agency, empowering, educating, inspiring.
It's the final countdown to the event of the year. That's right, it can only be the Magma Agri Fair in Camperdown, taking place on Saturday the 25th and Sunday the 26th of May at plot D353 Umlas Road. Get Qurbani ready with us at the live animal auctions, not to be missed. A weekend jam-packed with entertainment and fun as always. More shopping, more food, more Magma. See you there.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
This feature is brought to you by Vodacom. Shop at the Pavilion, Entrance 6, Westwood Mall, 4U at the Bluff Towers, The Workshop Durban, GSM at the Workshop, Umlibisi Mega City, Bridge City KwaMashu, and the Brookside Mall PNB.
Right, let's tell you, if you need a new smartphone, if you need one on easy terms that is Sharia compliant, then check this out. From our set of Vodacom stores, payments over 3, 6, or 9 months. No credit checks or payslip. You need your ID, your South African ID document. So what do we offer? Just pay 30% when you purchase your phone. You build good credit when you pay your bill. There's no late fees or hidden payments, no bank statements or pay slips. Terminate the contract at any point without penalty. T's and C's apply to all of this. You could purchase the latest device at our set of Vodacom stores using PayJoy, with payments over 3, 6, or 9 months. It is Sharia compliant. If you want to find out more about it, then you've got to step into one of our set of Vodacom stores and they'll tell you more about it. Get more with a great dual SIM deal from Honor. Get the Honor X6A dual SIM on the 1.3 gigabyte red core top-up plan at 329 rands per month over 36 months. Fantastic value for money right there. Go have a look-see in store. Now, whilst you're there, grab a look at the widest range of accessories as well. Unbeatable deals. The InTouch Punch Bluetooth headset, up to 6 hours of playtime, good sound quality with super bass, excellent Bluetooth connectivity up to 10 meters, flexible headband and ergonomic earpads. Normally selling at 389 rands. You get them right now at just 199 rands. Take two for 350, exclusive to our set of Vodacom stores. Now, if the whole headset with a headband thing is not your cup of tea, then get the Honor Earbuds 3 Pro. Earbuds 3 Pro features intelligent wearing status detection and improves sound effects incredibly. A smart compensation of medium frequency and low frequency sound leads to astonishing sound. So punchy, powerful, first ever intelligent, and I'm reading this the way they wrote it, right? First ever intelligent ANC. Calling, voice enhancing. Cash price on this one, 3,799 Rand. Available here.
This feature was brought to you by Vodacom. Shop at the Pavilion, Entrance 6, Westwood Mall, 4U at the Bluff Towers, The Workshop Durban, GSM at the Workshop, Umlibisi Mega City, Bridge City KwaMashu, and the Brookside Mall PNB.
You've tried the rest. Now come to the best. Vodacom Shop for smartphones, tablets, laptops, routers, SIM cards, gaming, and the latest accessories to complete the look. Home and business internet to ensure that you have the best connection everywhere you go. Plug and play to fully installed fiber. Our infrastructure provides a resilient platform for your critical business applications, which will help your business perform best. Get the right amount of everything. Vodacom Shop at the Pavilion Entrance 6, Westwood Mall, Bluff Towers, The Workshop, Umlazi Megacity, City View, Bridge City Kwamashu, Brookside Mall Pietermaritzburg, and the Nelson Mandela Square Sandton.
TBR, it is 90.4 FM at Durban, 105.6 FM Pietermaritzburg. If you've just tuned in, you've missed the majority of the show. You're naughty. The show starts at 6. That must come early.
The news headlines are brought to you by Karwa Financial Accounting Services, registered accounting and taxation practice, where client service and satisfaction is our main priority.
Breakfast rush traffic.
So let's go to... Did that just say traffic? I heard traffic, right? You heard traffic
I heard
too?
traffic.
Hey, the way Ali's going to get a scolding from Tabile later. Let's do this first.
The Breakfast Rush News Headlines.
Making news at the bottom of the hour, 2 Action SA members believed to have been hijacked and kidnapped last night have been found unharmed. NSFIS Administrator Freeman Nomvalo has welcomed the report and the subsequent legal opinion from Chiseve Attorneys Incorporated. The report dealt with outer recording conversations between the fund's chairperson and individuals linked to Coinvest Africa. And finally, an Israeli airstrike killed at least 7 people and wounded several others early today in Gaza City. That's it for now. For All News, I'm Tabile Duma.
So there's a Rajan Naidu who's watching the video on Facebook right now. And Rajan says, good morning, everybody.
Hello. Good morning.
How you doing? What's for breakfast? Hey, listen, headlines proudly brought to you by these fine folks.
The news headlines are brought to you by Karwa Financial Accounting Services, registered accounting and taxation practice, where client service and satisfaction is our main priority.
So Zach's having a little bit of difficulty getting a hold of Superintendent Raouf at this point to get your last traffic update for the morning. Inshallah, everything's okay. And we're able to get a hold of him in just a couple of seconds. But, that question that I put on air really quickly, Tabile. What character or book character would you think you would dress up as if, you were primary school and that sort of thing came up? But whilst you're thinking about that, a crash update. The crash on the M13 eastbound just before Richmond Road cleared up. Phoenix Highway Industrial Park intersection. Motor vehicle collision, taxi versus tow truck versus car.
Yeah.
So the tow truck can take the car away and a taxi can take the passengers away. Huh? But anyway, let's move past that one. Crash on Argyle Road and Montpellier. You've got paramedics on scene there. And then Goodwood Road in Westmead. Sure, this one looks bad. There's a picture of this here. Taxi versus tiny bucky versus really large truck. So hopefully you're all on the roads, just taking it nice and easy. That's the information that we've got for now with regard to traffic. Just take it nice and easy. Okay, guys, so have you thought about it? Which character would you be?
I'm thinking Kim Possible. There's a cartoon.
Book? Okay, so comic book.
Was it?
It was.
It was.
Kim, she was.
Aibo.
Anything's possible. With Kim Possible.
You see?
Yeah.
So I'd be Kim Possible.
You'd be Kim Possible?
Yes.
Zach, do you even know who Kim Possible is?
Yes.
Cartoon character, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Yeah.
I thought I was like the only one in the studio who was into like comic books and things like that, and then he mentions Comic-Con. Because I was. Like, when all of this was like a little bit more colorful. But anyway. Zach, you...
There's so much.
There's so many.
I don't know what to choose.
So Comic-Con goes over a couple of days. When you go there, then you can dress up as various different characters.
Yes.
But like primary school. So take yourself back. Primary school, book, character. Man, you could go. Okay, so maybe this will be a high school. You could go as Macbeth. That would probably be in high school.
Why?
We couldn't even read Macbeth.
Why?
I still can't. I still, as much as Shakespeare is like such a revered author and all of those things there.
I used to read in class, so whenever we have English and it's
Yeah.
like literature,
They were like,
so
you, okay, Tabila, you
I
stand
would read the different chapters. So
up. Junaid. Oh man. Junaid says, Goku.
Yeah, I think I would, but no.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think you could pull off the shoulder pads for Goku.
what about Ash from
Ketchum.
Pokemon, yeah.
Yeah?
Pokemon? Ash was
So-
cool.
Junaid says Goku, it was more addictive than a soap opera. To be honest with you, Junaid, as much as I enjoyed it, the whole Dragon's Ball Z, whatever thingamabob, what I didn't like is where they paused and the camera went around and you took a 15-minute story and made it 25 minutes just by slowing it down. I did not enjoy that. And I'm so glad they don't do that now with with the
Super.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh, sorry, we were distracting you. Go for it.
Does it have to be a book character?
Yeah, that's the question. Which book character would you go as?
I never really read books as a kid. So I just watched a lot of cartoons.
Man, I'm so glad the children are already in school and they didn't hear you saying that. I am. But the reason I put the question out on air is because little Hushna is dressed up as Cinderella today because her school's having their book character day.
Nice.
So Zamir sends a picture of Hushna dressed up as Cinderella in the car heading off to school. And it just got me thinking, what character would you be?
Robin Hood.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I like the whole story.
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood, yes. Yes, Robin Hood.
Taking from the rich and giving to the poor. Redistribution of assets. So you'd go as Juju. If Juju was Robin Hood. If.
No.
You know.
No.
You know. Anyway, personally, I would go as the BFG. Yeah, the BFG from Roald Dahl's Big Friendly Giant. I did enjoy that
love
book.
his books, hey.
Yeah, Roald Dahl. If you can still get, and they're at libraries, go to a library. You can get it. Roald Dahl, even Enid Blyton books.
You watch
for kids.
Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Yes.
Love it.
Didn't watch it. Read the book.
Love it.
Read the book. Salams, what about people coming around picking all the bones for...
What's happened?
Who came to your plate and took your bones for their dogs?
Oh, people do that.
Yeah?
They do. It's and they ask so casually. Like, can I have the bones for my dog?
I was like, no, I haven't taken the thingamabob from the inside. It was like, I'm still tapping it on a plate.
It's normal for some people.
You think?
And then we just give it to them.
I see the Carla's doing it all the time, and in spite of the host preparing a separate deg for takeaways. You. Okay. Frida, hi. We're Naz. Hey.
I think it's where.
You think so?
Yeah.
Of course.
I've not been given permission to give out her geographic location. I've not. So I can't tell you where she is. Except for she'll be sitting in that seat over there tomorrow morning. Abdul Wahab says, I will go as the Incredible Hulk. Interesting. Assalamu alaikum. Why are you guys so selfish? You don't show Tabile when she reads the news. That's not nice. We would like to see your colleagues as well, not just you. Listen, Harun.
Yeah, selfish.
Yeah, man. Here's the thing. I wouldn't put anybody on camera without their permission. And I don't have it. I don't. And the other thing is, I don't know who Junaid is. Because you say, I'm a show Junaid. There ain't no Junaid. His name is Zakaria. Or if you went to that English school that Young went to, Zachariah. So, yeah, no, I wouldn't put anybody on camera if I don't have their permission to do that. Here's somebody that says, I would go as Alice in Wonderland. It was my favorite story growing up. Don't know if I could pull it off now in my 40s. Fazila says, hi, Nichal, I would go as Veronica from the Archie comics. Yeah. Bumper bashing M7 after the N2 interchange towards the Southway Mall. Happen in the right lane. Be careful. Assalamu alaikum. N3 eastbound after New England Road on ramp down to one lane. Oh boy, you guys gonna be stuck in traffic for a while. Imi says the sardines are out soon. Inshallah, that actually comes through, you know. Nichal, we see all the time, especially in this community at the Milads, where people taking chow and going home. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Khadija wants to go as Goldilocks.
Oh my. Oh yeah.
You know that naughty girl ate everybody's porridge?
Is it?
Eh?
Yeah.
She broke the chair and slept in some strangers. That one, hey. She needed Motola's fam, that one. Assalamu alaikum. Absolutely not for me. I always live within my means. No to advertising. Nothing gets me to buy anything I can't afford. Hajra, that is brilliant. Brilliant. I always say live within your means. Now, of course, she was talking about what we were talking about earlier on this show with regard to marketing and how people within marketing can sway the way you think and spend your money. Assalamu alaikum, guys. The most hilarious thing about this hype is everyone wanted it when it was 800 Rand a bottle. Now it's 10 Rand and nobody even thinks about it. I didn't even think about it when it was 800 Rand a bottle. And I'm just being honest.
To show off, like, I can afford this. And creating that hype around it.
You know what? And I'm going to say this for everybody, and I'm glad it's on video because then Zach can probably cut this up and he can make a little thing about this, right? My name's Nichal Sarawan, and I'm telling you, if you want to swank with property. No cars, no jeans, no tackies, no shirt, no that. Do not impress the next person with material things. If you really have to, go swank with your own property.
Straight to the pleasure zones of your brain. TBR.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key ingredient that brings it all together. That ingredient is Sunfoil pure sunflower cooking oil, made from only the finest sunflower seeds. It's a perfect way to enhance the taste of your family's favorite foods. Sunfoil cooking oil is more than just oil. It's the key to bring your family together over a delicious meal and making every bite taste better. Remember, the key ingredient to a great family meal is Sunfoil. Tradition just tastes better.
Are you looking for a meaningful way to fulfill your zakat obligation? Look no further than Ashraful Aid. With our trusted track record, your zakat reaches those who need it the most, in the most honorable and dignified manner. Visit our website at www.ashrafulaid.org.
Do you or your children suffer from asthma, chronic obstructive lung disease, or any other lower respiratory condition? Are you a smoker or an ex-smoker? Or do you work in a polluted environment? Lung Shield's 10-year-old formula promotes general lung health by reducing oxidative stress and inflammation in the lungs while boosting your immune system. For optimal lung health, get Lung Shield or Lung Shield Serve for Kids, available at your nearest pharmacy. Visit Lung Shield's Facebook page or lungshield.co.za for more info and hundreds of customer reviews.
MBC Parts has been a supplier of premium Mercedes parts for over 20 years, with staff that have the knowledge and expertise to provide you with the highest quality parts that are 50% cheaper than most Mercedes part suppliers to keep your Mercedes purring smoothly and efficiently all year round. Visit us at 79 Sydney Road, Durban, or shop online at mbcparts.co.za. We will courier to your doorstep. T's and C's apply.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
If you had the opportunity to buy an air ticket at 10 Rand, would you take it?
I'd take it.
Would you take it?
I don't know where I'm going to go, though, but I think I'll just take it.
You'll take it just because it's 10 Rand, I can buy it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Fly Saf Air is offering 10 Rand flights today as part of its 10-year birthday celebration. The low-cost air carrier will see 50,000 seats on selected domestic flights, selling for 10 Rand with airport taxes included. The sale is based on luck and it's only available through the airline's website. So like previous years, Fly SAF Air or Fly SA Fair, whichever way you want to say it, will have an online waiting room to protect its website, which is expected to attract over 1 million South African visitors. One of them is going to be Altaf. Eh?
Like, I was thinking about him.
He's been telling
Not
us
for the
about this
story.
since Fly SAF Air was 9 years old. You've been talking about for a while. Now, just to, because I'm not one of those people, and I think it's not because, age and what have you. It's just that I think the language is beautiful on its own and it should be spoken in a certain way. So people say to me, Nichal, when you just like this language police about punctuation, stop. No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to stop. If you put a comma somewhere, I can pause. If you put a full stop somewhere, then I can stop and read the next sentence and it'll make perfect sense to me. Right? And then the spelling police. There, as in you sitting there in your car, is not THEIR. Sounds the same. And then you get Brother Abdul Wahab Karim. He says, Nish, it's called drip nowadays, not swank.
Ish.
My brother, a drip is something you get when you get sick and you go to the hospital. That's a drip. Yeah. Assalamu alaikum. 4 PCs plus my phone. Logged in to the waiting room already. Ahmed, where you want to fly in such agency around this country? Where? 4 PCs and your phone.
Wow.
Logged into the waiting room already. Like realistically, I probably would go in and try and get 4 tickets to Cape Town and back. Just to take the wife and the kiddies.
A nice trip.
It's like, let's do a day trip, guys. No accommodation, nothing. We'll land there in the morning. We'll drive around for a little while in a taxi and come back home.
Yeah.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum. Abbas Razak Sheikh, good to know you're listening in this morning. Great show as always, says Faisal. Keep it up. Also, Cinderella from Rags to Riches. Happy ending. There you go. R&F. Huh? What's an R&F? That's somebody's name. Maybe it's like their initials or something. Zach, you yeah, and I know, but I mean, you guys y'all need to start saving people's names, not their initials. Traffic backed up all the way to Chota Matala on the N3. Yo, you guys take it easy down there. Assalamu alaikum. I'd like to be Red Riding Hood. Do you guys remember that story? Yeah. People still read that one?
Maybe. I think so.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How's this?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The best way to start your day, Monday to Friday, is with TBR, with Nichal Sarawan and his awesome team.
Yay. Hey, listen, the check's in the mail, man. AKA Peter Maritzburg. Thank you for that. And that's it for the show as well. So all of you folks that have been watching on social media video live, this morning was a test of the visual broadcasting system. So, yeah, no beard trim, no shave, nothing. Just pulled in. Anyway, that's it. Tabi said Tata. Don't just run away. She's just running away like that. And she's... Where's the camera? Oh, really? Really? Zach, you want to do the same?
No.
You want to come to the camera and say bye to everybody?
Further behind the scenes.
You want to be behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Mind you, their first 2 Rand sale, I managed to get like 12 return flights. Book the family and some work colleagues at the same time. Ahmed, book for me. Bye. I need 4 Cape Town and back. Right? Book for me too. I'll give you 40 Rand. You sponsor the other 40. Come back home. Okay, Zach, say bye.
Bye.
Assalamu alaikum, Zakaria. Tabile, see you later. From me to you, do good, be good. Have an amazing day.
The Breakfast Rush. It's the only way to start your day.
The Breakfast Rush, brought to you courtesy of the Willow Tin Group, at the forefront of innovation, and one of the leading competitors in the South African FMCG market.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a traditional family meal, and at the heart of every great dish is a key